Hi again. This time I thought I'd show you how to work with the geometry nodes, even though I have to say I'm not very well qualified to teach you anything about geometry nodes because I just learned how to use them myself. When you go to the geometry nodes workspace, you can easily see that there's a database here on the left hand side, and this actually shows you the location of each of the vertices and each of the edges and faces and the UV maps and whatever. So if you don't need this, you can just go in here in between, right click, join areas, and you will have more space for your actual geometry node thingy. I have created a Suzanne in here, and I will scale it up 5 times just so that it's easier to work with the numbers later on. And as you can see, it is in edit mode looks like that, but it doesn't show here in the geometry nodes because it doesn't have the node set yet. So with Suzanne selected, I can click on new, and then I have a node set here. And as you remember, you need to have a group input and a group output node so that you can see anything. If you lose the group output node, you don't see Suzanne, but if you go into edit mode, you will see that it is still there, but it cannot be shown in the workspace because it has no output node. So with a Shift A and a output viewer, actually no. With this you need a group output node, so a Shift A and with a group and output connect these two, and you have a working output node again. So let's go and see how we can edit this node set so that we can have some extra stuff in there. The first thing we may want to do is to add a material node for Suzanne. So I will go into the materials and create a new material. If Blender didn't crash, I'll be back in a few moments. So it didn't really crash, it was a small hiccup, but I'll go here now and call this a monkey material with a diffuse BDSF. For some reason my Blender is running really slow, and then I'll create some sort of a brownish color for our Suzanne, like so. And in here I will say Shift A and a material, set material. Drop this in here and pick the monkey material for my monkey. And when I go in here, I can see that I have a nice brown color for Suzanne. And if we want to know where the vertices are in Suzanne, we have to find a way of accessing those, and to do that we need a thing called instance on points. That is actually found in Shift A, instances on points, and this will enable us to lead the geometry into the points and then the instances out into the geometry. This will cut your access to this set material, but that doesn't matter because it will be fixed back later. To get both the material and the monkey itself to show, we need to add a join geometry node. So again, Shift A, geometry, join geometry. This one has a different input socket from the others. It is long, which means that you can plug in as many other nodes as you may want. And currently we only need two, of course, but now we have the nice material back on our Suzanne. Next we want to add an icosphere, and the icosphere is going to be instanced. That means there will be multiple copies of that thing as instances. So you only have one object, but it will have a million instances, which will save you memory, quite a lot of memory. So Shift A, and this would be a mesh primitive icosphere. Drop it in here and pull the mesh into the instance. And now you will have quite a lot of things that you don't actually want to see. But this is just a size issue. As soon as you go down to say 0.03, you should see a bunch of warts on our poor Suzanne. And now they are all the same size, and there is no subdivision, so they look like boring. So let's make them a random size, and to do the random size we need a couple of more nodes. So let us add 2 more nodes. One is called random, and that can be found in the utilities, random value, put it in here. And the other one is called scale, which can be found in the and the other one is called scale instances, and it can be also found in the instances, like so. Now we will take the random value and add it to the scale, like so. And now that we have the value of the scale being random, we take the instances and pull that down in here. Now actually I was going to make it slightly wrong. We need to take the instances from here and put them into the scale instances. Now we can lose that one. And then this one is going to be pulled into the join geometry. And now that we would like to have a material for it as well, we need to create another material down here. Man, this is slow. And call this one hello. Okay, warts. And I'll make that a really sickly red, like that. And like before, you can actually, what you can do here is you can take a copy of this node in here, Control C, Control V, or just like shift and drag this one, or maybe you can't. So I'll just add a new one by going into color, sorry, not color, but material, set material, drop it in here and pick warts. And now we have a random sized set of warts on every face of Suzanne. So I don't know if that's of any benefit to you, but I just wanted to show you how the workflow goes. So it's just a question of finding the right node and dropping it in the right place and figuring out the order of the nodes, which is not always that easy to figure out. But once you start testing and experimenting, you'll see that it's really it's a fun set of tools actually. So try to have fun.